You spent all week thinking about it, planning for it, you put in the effort, you've had a great open house, and now it's done. What are you going to do to follow up? Open houses truly are a ton of effort. If you're looking to do one for someone else, you're spending time earlier in the week, tracking people down, asking if you can hold it open for them, and then you make sure that they put it into the MLS for you so that it's advertised on all the third-party syndication sites, and then you put up some local advertising of your own on your reels and your stories. You're putting posts up, and then of course you are getting to the day of. Showing up early, putting out the signs in the neighborhood. You're getting prepped, you've got paperwork, you've got the house itself lit up, it's beautiful, and now it's showtime. People are coming in, you're asking them to sign in, you're having great conversations, and then you're learning as much as you can from each of them, trying to figure out how to keep that information retained, maybe making yourself notes on your phone or keeping a notepad off by the kitchen somewhere. And then it's time to break it down. You go through, you clean up the property, you collect all the signs, you get them put away. It's time to follow up with these people though. What are you gonna do? Before we ever get to this point, we need to keep in mind the purpose of the entire day's event. Anyways, it's to meet people where they are. Belly to belly, face to face, eye to eye, learning about them, why they have come to this house that you're standing in, what they're looking for, and how you can help them. Right? Our number one priority is engagement, rapport, making a connection at this open house, not necessarily over the phone afterwards in the form of follow-up, but right then and there. Your best appointments are going to come from people that you've struck a chord with, made a connection, and said it right then and there face to face. You break out your phone, you look at your calendar, you're like, hey, it's Sunday today. I've got tomorrow at 2, wide open. Would that work for you? You both freak out. It's like natural. It's organic. You're looking at your calendars. You know what's going on. You book it, and then you go from there. That should be your first priority. And if you can do that, it's fantastic. And this is another reason why we beg you to have at least one, if not 2 other people assisting you. Of course, if you're worried about sharing leads, you don't want to do this with another realtor, you can get a lender to help you or a title rep or somebody from the escrow company. Or there's lots of other affiliates that are going to benefit from the work you do that would come and help you do an open house, and then you don't have to share any of those leads. But you got to have more than one person there, because in an ideal situation, not only are you there to establish rapport face-to-face, make an appointment to meet later on, but maybe you know about a property that would be a better fit for them than the one you're standing in right now. Maybe that's because you had a whole list of properties printed up on the back side of your listing flyer that are all in a similar price point, bedroom, bath count, square footage, and geographical range. If you're smart, that's exactly what took place. And if you're even smarter, you ran out from your open house and you took them over and you showed them a property right then and there, because you do have a partner who's available to hold down the fort and meet any new clients for you as they come in. I mean, that's a fantastic way to get off to the races and run in and just assume that agent-client relationship from the beginning. It doesn't happen all the time though, but if you're focused on making it happen, it will happen more often. Now, follow-up is what this video is really talking about today, so we've got to move on to that subject. But don't forget to focus on the ability to evade follow-up by making the appointment right then and there face-to-face. Now, the follow-up really comes in when we aren't able to do that, and there's no reason to be down on yourself if you're not. Like, that is an ideal situation, right? But assuming maybe you've got multiple people, you can't really strike a chord with somebody because they were in and out and you were in a conversation with someone else. There's lots of reasons why you might not be able to accomplish that first thing face-to-face right then and there. So follow-up is appropriate. First thing you need to do, as soon as the thing is over, before you're breaking down, before you're turning off lights, before you're going to collect signs, get in your car, decompress, and call it a wrap after a long day, take another 10 or 15 minutes and shoot either a video or a voice memo. Video is ideal. It doesn't take a lot of time. It just takes a little bit of extra thought, put it together, send it off, and now you're starting that follow-up on the right foot because you're doing something different than most other people are doing. From there, you should really Take this lead and treat it like any other lead that came into your system, whether it was a referral from a friend, whether it's a portal lead, like something that came in from Zillow or from Redfin or from OpCity or from Ojo or from all the different portals there are, or whether it's just a simple pay-per-click lead. Whatever it is, you're going to put it in your system, and I hope and pray that you've got a solid follow-up system for new leads that enter your database. Treat it the same as anything else. Don't stop until you get in touch with them to sift and sort, understand their priorities, their timing, their motivation, and know whether you ought to meet with them right then and there as soon as possible, or if you should set them up for another phone call to warm them up because their timing is not appropriate right now. This is all basics, and hopefully you know all this stuff. Some of the other things that I haven't really implemented into my business is the Nextdoor variable. We all know about Nextdoor. It kind of has the reputation of being the Karen app, right? Where people complain about things that happen in their neighborhood, are looking out for what's going on with all their Ring doorbells and talking about it. But there's a lot more to Nextdoor than that. There is a great opportunity to become known as the one who gives back. You can become known as the Nextdoor realtor in your area. If you're doing things like holding clothing drives when it's cold outside, doing food drives as we approach the holidays, if you're picking up Christmas trees for people after Christmas, if you're scheduling a junk day to do some spring cleaning, if you're doing things in your farm to give back anyways, why not take advantage of Nextdoor and make sure all the people within that specific little area know about it? Why not make a point of jumping in there either once a day for 10 or 20 minutes, or for a little bit longer, once or twice or 3 times a week, and answer questions to people that may need them answered, or to provide value, or to mention these things that we're doing for others. Nextdoor is a huge opportunity. And again, not a lot of people in the real estate world are relying on it because it is kind of a pain in the butt. But we can overlook that and we can change our attitude about it. Another way to be perceived as that Nextdoor realtor who's just always there helping, answering questions, doing nice things for the community is to go the next step, the next level beyond, and raise your hand. Volunteer to help people with their garage sales if they're looking for help on Nextdoor to have them, or if they're doing an estate sale, or if they're doing something else in the community and it just needs a little bit of know-how, maybe an extra set of hands. Maybe tell them, listen, I'm willing to give you a couple hours out of my Saturday to come by, make new friends with somebody. You are surely going to have a new person added to your sphere of influence list after you spend some time with a stranger that you're just helping and asking for nothing in return. Like, clearly that person is going to now think of you quite differently because you were strangers before and now you're just doing something out of the kindness of your heart. They're going to think of you if they can when it comes to real estate, because surely that will come up in the time you're spending helping them out with what it is they're doing. Another way to really take advantage of Nextdoor is to go back to that farm list that you got from your title rep, the one that you're using to build all these activities and reach outs and systems to try and get business in this area. Search all their names up in Nextdoor, add them as friends, maybe send them a DM. Do what you can to make genuine connection with people. It's slow, but it's meaningful, and it's a great way to press into this collection of blocks that you want to work on and that you want to focus on getting your real estate business out of over the years to come. There's lots more we could go into when it comes to making the most of an open house. We didn't even discuss knocking on doors and physically inviting people to come to the open house. I mean, who does that? It's just an open house. But if we elevate the event, if we say, hey, we're providing maybe some champagne and some bites, and there's a reason for you to come out, I'm physically inviting you to it, that's a great way. Circle dialing is another one. Flyers in the area, social media advertising. There's lots of different ways we can get the word out for these open houses. But the important thing is to come up with a system and a checklist that you want to do every single time in your routine, how you think you're going to make the most out of your opportunities and the time that you spend doing this, and then just stick to it. That's my advice. I look forward to talking with you soon. If you have any questions or comments, I'm always available. Have a good one.